Through storms, unshaken, unbowed. Through trials and verdicts, still standing proud. A titan in the tempest, against the raging crowd. He's got a vision for the future, gonna shout it aloud. Change in the wind, it's coming fast. A new foundation built to last. Cryptocurrency's the key. Make the big switch. Power to the people. Time to teach the rich. Legal battles can't hold him. He's moving on. With plans so bold, from dusk till dawn. He's rewriting the rules. A new dawn's day. From the hands of the few to the people's way. Say goodbye to all chains, embrace the new. A financial revolution, fair and true. For the workers, the dreamers, side by side. In Trump's new era, let freedom rise. Change in the wind.
Welcome, everyone, to the Crazy Kryptonite channel. I am Zester, and thank you guys so much for joining this evening, afternoon, morning. All depends on where you're at in the world, but regardless, thank you so much for being here. And I hope everyone is having an amazing Trump Day, because it is. It's not Hump Day, it's Trump Day. Thank you guys for joining. And what's up, Mile High Trish? And happy Trump Day to you as well. And yes, Mile High Trish started off the chat with what I know are going to be a lot of good questions. It is the holiday season. And so that means we've got a lot of discounts going on for certain crypto products. We will talk about that one. I've actually got that one pulled up, Trish. We're going to talk about why to choose any of the different ones, because right now you're getting them cheaper than you'll ever get them. It's the time to buy things like a cryptocurrency hardware wallet, your Fort Knox for your crypto. It's definitely the time. And so we'll talk about that for anyone who's curious on which one to choose. Don't want folks wasting money buying things that aren't going to help. What's up, David? David says, good evening, everyone. Hello, Zester. Here's your apple. Welcome, David. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for the apple, man. What's up, Crazy Chester? Saying hello, Zester mods and fellow Kryptonauts. Welcome, Chester. And welcome, June T. It is a quite beautiful day that God has made. I absolutely agree. What's up, Jim Schmitz? Jim Schmitz caught alive. Congratulations. Congratulations also to Pirate 2 Godly for catching alive. And thank you guys both for being here. What's up, Deborah? What's up, Jim and Hot Rod? And yes. An important thing for me to cover. Please do keep in mind that anything and everything that is covered on the Crazy Kryptonite channel, or pretty much whenever you talk to Zester, please remember, it is for entertainment and educational purposes alone and is not intended to provide financial or legal advice. Please consult with a financial or legal professional before making any major life decisions. Thank you so much, Trish. I know for those that are curious, Kukla is busy this evening with her church. And so I don't believe she's actually going to be here for this stream or the evening news stream over on the original Mark C or the Whiskey and Wisdom stream. And so we're all going to have to behave this evening. And maybe we can get away with not having to pay the cuss jar quite as much this evening. I don't know. That just depends. As long as nobody tells her, we might get away with it. But very, very happy that she is having some awesome awesome get-togethers with her church and her friends. And so very happy for her and going to be excited, though, to have her back. Richard Gregory, if I behave, do I get a treat? Richard, yes, you can have a treat if you behave. What? Hot Rod, Deborah, Bear, welcome. What's up, Alton? Glad you can all join. Hola, Michelle Newth. If I don't behave, is the surprise worth it? I'm not certain. All right. Michelle McGalone. This is a great question to kind of start with, and we'll start easing our way in. Michelle McGlone says, I have Arculus, which was difficult to learn, but now I really enjoy its ease of use. The only thing is converting back to an exchange site, Uphold, Robinhood, etc. It takes Ethereum to transfer. Well, Michelle, that is and wait, there's a little part of that I missed, the follow on to the comment. And that was never explained. And so it takes Ethereum to transfer, and that was never explained. Michelle, that's a great question because it leads in to a lot more that we can talk about. And specifically, when we're talking about this, what we're talking about are cryptocurrencies that are built on the Ethereum blockchain. And so right now, yeah, things aren't looking great. For our normal little update, we are seeing a correction. Bitcoin is fighting to stay above 100,000. Ethereum has seen a 10.3% drop in the past 24 hours. Not exactly a great time, but these are very normal in the space. But we'll talk about that a little bit more after we answer some questions. And so, Michelle, in your case, the reason that you're having that pop up is because Arculus is designed for Ethereum tokens. And so let me give an example. Say I own, we'll use we'll just go ahead and use my favorite one to always pull up. Say you own Chainlink. Now, Chainlink is it's the 13th largest cryptocurrency on the planet. Chainlink has a market capitalization of $16 billion. And Chainlink is built on the Ethereum blockchain. And so, kind of think of Chainlink as almost being a subdivision of Ethereum. And that means that if I want to send Chainlink, and so if I have Chainlink in a wallet and I want to send it somewhere, I'm going to have to pay the gas fees with Ethereum. And so it is a token. Chainlink is a token that is built on the Ethereum blockchain. Ethereum is a coin. And that in and of itself is the reason that your Arculus assets, whether they are Chainlink or Shiba Inu, would be the same thing, or whether they are a variety of other cryptos. They are on the Ethereum blockchain. And so that means Ethereum is the coin. They are the tokens, and you will need Ethereum to send them. Essentially, it's the same idea as you could kind of place it into the same context of, once again, I like to use Chuck E. Cheese because, well, my childhood, and I don't know if Chuck E. Cheese even really exists anymore, but if you go to Chuck E. Cheese, and so some folks out there may not get this reference. I don't know if everybody's been to one, but Dave and Buster's, Chuck E. Cheese, anything like that. When you go in to Chuck E. Cheese, you have US dollars. And what you do is you give them US dollars and they give you Chuck E. Cheese tokens. And you can spend your Chuck E. Cheese tokens to buy or do whatever you want with all the games in Chuck E. Cheese. Now, Chuck E. Cheese fits into a very specific category. It provides whatever the heck that is. And I still need US dollars to buy Chuck E. Cheese tokens. In the same way, you can kind of view tokens that are built on the Ethereum blockchain. And so Shiba Inu is effectively the same idea. I exchange Ethereum, which in that blockchain would be the US dollar. And so I exchange the US dollar for Chainlink tokens. And I can use those Chainlink tokens inside of Chainlink. And I can use it to do and utilize all of their different functions and pay for products inside of that ecosystem. But ultimately, Ethereum, in this case, is the quote unquote US dollar. And so the same thing would occur with Shiba, where if I were to look at Shiba Inu, I would be exchanging my Ethereum for Shiba. And now this kind of directly connects these economies and these ecosystems where they are completely connected, essentially. Where then the price of Ethereum and the price of Chainlink, or the price of Ethereum and the price of Shiba, are very, very connected. Because ultimately, they are businesses that are operating on top of the Ethereum blockchain. And so, Michelle, I would bet that the reason that they're asking you for Ethereum in order to transfer off of Arculus is because you're transferring tokens that are built on the Ethereum blockchain. And so they're saying, essentially, you have got a bunch of Chuck E. Cheese tokens. We would like you to exchange your Chuck E. Cheese tokens for dollars, and then you can buy a pizza. I don't know if that's my best metaphor up to date at this point, Michelle, but essentially, if you're moving an Ethereum token, you're going to need to pay the fees in Ethereum, not in whatever it is that you're sending. If I send Chainlink, I need Ethereum. If I send Shiba, I need Ethereum. And yes, it is never properly explained, and I feel like I just did a particularly poor job of explaining it, but I hope that helped some folks out there have a little bit more understanding over that distinction. Deborah Muse Wolf has a question. QQ Zester, what does it mean that token OP optimism is going to unlock 31.34 million tokens December 31st, or effectively 2.5%? Will that impact the price of OP? Deborah, that's an awesome question. And I can give you a lot of clarity on that. Think about this in the same way as you would imagine inflation in the US dollar. If I said we were going to print or add into circulation 2.5% more, or 2.5% of whatever the current amount of US dollars is, I'm going to add that into the market. What would that do to the value of the US dollar? It would decrease it. It would decrease the value of the US dollar because you're inflating the supply. There is now more optimism, which is funny. There's now more optimism on the market. There's more OP available for folks to own. And that means that unless OP has a general fundamental value increase, as in they provide or make more money, then that is nothing more than flat out inflation, which means your tokens are likely going to lose value. This is not a universal. And in this case, Deborah, I do not know about what OP token is up to. I don't know what Optimism is up to. There could be other things going on at the same time, but keep in mind that it's the same metrics of economics that you would view in traditional finance. They apply to crypto. The more supply, the lower the value will be in terms of you suddenly providing it. If I suddenly just said that, guess what? There's 50% more. I'm going to print half of the US currency and I'm going to just put it out there in the market. And I'm going to say, everybody has this. Unless there was a fundamental difference or fundamental change in the value of the US dollar, that would cause a massive depreciation in the value of everyone else that previously held the US dollar. I hope that also makes sense for everyone there. Tom A. Hey, Zester, how about Bitcoin mining? Tom, when it comes down to mining, that leads into a very expensive conversation when it comes to Bitcoin. Bitcoin requires very, very expensive electronic devices in order to mine. Something that I would suggest, and I think we should cover probably once again in a video very soon, would be the idea of mining on Ethereum or Solana or some of the proof of stake blockchains. But ultimately, Tom A., when it comes down to Bitcoin mining, what you need to acquire is a extremely large amount of capital. You need a bunch of money. And you need to find some place with extremely cheap energy. If you combine those two things, you will be very successful with your Bitcoin mining venture. Oh, definitely. Pirate 2 Godly, thank you so much. Pirate 2 Godly says, y'all don't forget to like the video. I know I appreciate it. The algorithm appreciates it. And thank you so much, Pirate. What's up, Linda Hearn? Welcome, welcome. Dana Hansen, Zester, where do us, I'm going to go with noobs, start? Noobs would be able to start from the beginning of the channel. And so I started on some of my first streams with extremely basic things. I started with definitions. I started with the basics of certain platforms. And so, Dana, I'm biased, of course, but I would recommend checking out some of the original videos on the Crazy Cryptonaut channel. Now, beyond that, I think you will end up finding all those answers from those videos, because I do end up kind of connecting folks to a lot of different outlets that can also provide a substantial degree of educational content. And so I think that's your first spot to start at, Dana. But after that, or Dana, my apologies. After that, please do come back and I'll point you towards the intermediate level. But that would be the best way to start with the basics. Hot Rod Tilly, I have a couple coins that need Ethereum to transfer as well. And so, yes, you will have a multitude of different tokens that are on different blockchains. A great example, actually, would be RLUSD. Now, RLUSD launched yesterday to a little bit of fanfare. And what RLUSD is it's built on the XRP blockchain. And so to send RLUSD, I will have to spend XRP in order to send it. What's up, Captain Spiffy? Welcome, welcome. Yeah, LG Lay, is this live or old? Zester, please put date in your titles. Don't worry, LG, it's live. We are live. All right. Welcome, Patricia Lee and Robin Bark. All right, I'm going to try to catch up a bit, guys. So I'm sorry if I miss any questions as I scroll along. Oh, welcome, Ellen of Petrichor Ranch. Welcome back. Patiently waiting 67. When do we need to move the crypto to a wallet? What video do you have that shows how to move it to a wallet? And so, patiently waiting, I actually have a few different videos on that front, depending on where you're coming from. And so, let me hop on over real quick. And so, if you were just to come to the Crazy Cryptonaut channel on YouTube, you would be able to go to videos. And then when you scroll down, you'll see, did you know, a lobster wallet tutorial and review. Sorry, patiently, I'm going to have to get rid of your comments so everybody can see it. But right here, you'll see, did you know, lobster wallet tutorial and review. On that video, I show you how to remove XLM from the lobster wallet and move it to a Ledger hardware wallet. On Uphold, I show how to move your XRP from the Uphold wallet or the Uphold exchange to your Ledger hardware wallet. I have the same thing here for HBAR and the same thing here for XDC. These are specifically done from the different exchanges, but they present the vast majority of the different information you need. Also, when you go through live, you'll notice there's a lot more scrolling to be done, but you can also come back to some of the initial videos where I have a Coinbase and Ledger hardware wallet tutorial, and also crypto slang, a beginner's guide. And so a lot of these videos, I know they are long form, but they will be very helpful. I also have cryptocurrency mining here, where we talk with actually Jeremy, who has been a cryptocurrency miner in the past, and he helps to walk us through some of the different pitfalls and the logic behind how it works. So we do have a lot of options here, but please do, if you find things that we're missing, patiently waiting, please let me know. Hot Rod Till, you should move your crypto to a wallet as soon as you buy it. Yeah, I would agree, but I would also let folks keep in mind that if you're on a safe exchange and you haven't got enough crypto for it to make sense, then don't worry about it yet. Worry about moving your crypto to a hardware wallet when it is enough money that if you lost it, you would be very sad. That seems like a silly metric. But what I have found is that that's essentially the answer. There are different degrees of risk that different people are willing to take. Some folks aren't worried about having $1,000 on an exchange and potentially losing access to it. Me, on the other hand, I'm very worried about losing access to $1,000. And so it really comes down to the point in which it becomes an amount of money that you are not willing to lose. When you hit that point, please make certain that you have got a hardware wallet ready. And that would be my suggestion, is keep that in mind. If you've got $100 of crypto, maybe it doesn't make sense to buy a $60 or $70 hardware wallet. If you've got $1,000 of crypto, I think it starts to make a lot of sense to buy a hardware wallet and take full ownership over your crypto holdings. Yeah. Proud Arab American. Welcome, man. Proud Arab American says, Sister, how are you, my friend? Did you see this? I have to do a little bit of making certain I get 4,999,990,999 Doge withdrawals stuns Binance. Shiba Inu goes from billions to 13 trillion SHIB, and Ripple UST earns praise from Cardano founder. Yes, and so Doge has seen a massive withdrawal from Binance. That is a very good thing, typically. When people move their crypto off of centralized exchanges, which Binance is a centralized exchange, it usually means they plan on holding it. They don't plan on selling it. And so that's actually a metric that we regularly use to determine how profit-driven investors are at a certain point in crypto. We look at how many people are keeping their crypto on an exchange and how many people are keeping their crypto off an exchange. People that are keeping their crypto on an exchange tend to be looking to sell. Logically speaking, if you had a lot of money, wouldn't you take personal ownership over it if you planned on keeping it? You would. And so when folks remove crypto from centralized exchanges, it's viewed as a bullish sentiment. It's viewed as a good sign for price increases. When everybody puts their crypto into centralized exchanges, it's viewed as an oh crap, everybody's planning on selling. Now, Shiba Inu. Yeah, Shiba is just crazy. Now, I'm not even going to try to explain all of the craziness that is Shiba Inu. I'm just very happy for the folks that made money on that one. The fact that it remains at the price point it's at is something that is fueled entirely by speculation, in the same way that Doge is. It's speculation. But RLUSD, I am very excited about. I am very excited about that. And yes, RLUSD is launching to a lot of praise. Now, for those, though, that are looking at that and they're saying, all this praise, and why are we down 9.1% in the past 24 hours? Well, these things are somewhat normal. There's an old saying in terms of this is far before cryptocurrency was ever even a thought or a glimmer in a person's eye. But something that has always remained a constant saying is buy the rumor, sell the news. And so what this means essentially is that very often folks over speculate. And it seems as if this occurs just about every time. Whenever you have a very exciting launch coming, folks buy a ton of it up to the launch. And they made money quickly in most cases. And so what they do is they sell the news. They bought the rumor. And the rumor said that it was going to launch on that day. The news was when it actually launched. And so what people very often do is they buy the rumor and they sell the news. And they made a buttload of money on account of it. And so even when you look out on the 7-day forecast, say you knew December 17th, because that was December 17th was supposed to be the drop of RLUSD. And so look, people bought the rumor. And so December 16th, people bought at $2.35. And then people sold the news. And so the second that it reached a point, they started to sell off. And so we have now gotten actually below the point in which the news was imminent. And so this is very, very common, very normal. It's the same thing in the stock market. It just tends to be a little bit more volatile when you look at it from a cryptocurrency perspective, a little bit more extreme. All right. Oh, Robin, that kind of goes in directly to what I was talking about there, Robin. Very, very normal. What's going to make that distinction, Robin, is what we see in terms of use of RLUSD. And so, if we see a lot of money flood into RLUSD, we're going to see XRP's price continue to rise. Right now, what we're finding out is, did the market want RLUSD? Did they want a Ripple stablecoin? Are folks interested? Specifically, are institutional folks interested in buying? And Michelle, you have done nothing wrong at all. You are perfect. No worries. Oh, Patricia Woodward. Good afternoon, Zester. I've gotten my 20-year-old grandson and his friend to start learning about crypto, and I always share your link with them to learn. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Oh, thank you, Patricia, so much for sharing the channel, and thank you so much for your kind words and for being here. Pirate to Godly. Zester, what's the difference between staking and validating on networks like Ethereum? Well, that's a great question, Pirate to Godly, because there's there is a distinction. And so, on the Ethereum blockchain, you can stake your Ethereum in a validating node, in which case, what you're really doing is mining Ethereum. Or you could stake your Ethereum in a liquidity pool, in which case you are providing liquidity so that other people can trade and you're being paid for having provided that liquidity. That is staking, pure staking. And so, Pirate, this one becomes complicated because you can stake your crypto to do different things. If I stake my Ethereum to provide liquidity, folks would say that I am a liquidity provider. If I stake my Ethereum to validate transactions, I am staking my Ethereum to essentially become a miner. And so that's nuanced in all honesty, but effectively you're doing two different jobs with your Ethereum. One job is I'm providing liquidity. The other job is I'm validating transactions. Oh, welcome, Neil. Welcome, Neil. Thank you so much for joining us from Graham, North Carolina. And I hope that the weather is going particularly good today, but I'm certain it's far too chilly. Far too chilly. Q-tip 2924. I feel like I'm in high school trying to learn all this ecosystem, blockchain and tokens, researching decentralized coins, precious metal backed. It is, Q-tip. It is. It's a bit of... Actually, the best way to look, it's an opportunity to expand your knowledge. You can either view it as another thing that you might need to learn or you should learn, or you can view it as an opportunity to learn. And I know that's not how I viewed learning back in school. I viewed it as a job, a task, a grind. But now I tend to view further education or or learning about new things as being something that's exciting. And so it is Q-tip. It's a lot to try and get through. Nature Girl, I found your videos to be very helpful. It's been like learning a new language. Well, thank you, Nature Girl, so much. Thank you so much. LG Ladies, Esther, I have a tiny bit of Barn Bridge Bond on Coinbase. Unable to trade it. It says I need a different wallet. LG Lady, first question, did you buy Barn Bridge Bond? Or did it suddenly arrive? And the reason I ask that is because very often people that are running scams or running legitimate cryptos will send out their token for free. And the reason is they're advertising. And so that'd be my question first, LG Lady. Did you buy Barn Rich Bond? And then beyond that, I would be very curious to figure out how it could arrive in a Coinbase wallet and not be able to trade it. So definitely looking forward to that one. Crazy Chester, what about moving money in USDC? Can that be moved? Crazy Chester, USDC is a stable coin built on the Ethereum blockchain. It is run by Coinbase, an American company, and Paxos, an American company, effectively. And so USDC is pegged to the US dollar. It is backed by US dollars and US Treasury bonds held by these companies. And so your USDC can very easily be moved. You can move that to your Ledger hardware wallet. You can move that to your Coinbase account. You can move that to your MetaMask wallet. You can move it everywhere. And it will always, or should always, have a value of $1 US. And so it's a great tool. Stable coins are awesome. They're awesome because they allow you to continue to trade and continue to keep your funds in crypto on the blockchain, easily accessible and owned by yourself, while avoiding, say, this current correction. And so if you, for an example, if you sold your XRP at $2.70 and you sold your XRP for USDC, you would not have lost 10% of your money over the past, 8:03, past 10 hours, less than 10. You would not have lost 10% of your money. You would have sold at $2.70, and you would have that locked into USDC at $2.70. You could then buy back in at $2.34, and you would own 10% more XRP than you did a mere 8 hours ago. And that makes it an extremely effective tool. Stable coins are a tool, not an investment. They are a tool for investors. And so Tether here, the number one current stable coin, it is a tool. USDC is the same exact thing. The only difference is Tether is backed primarily by Chinese, European banks, mainly Chinese banks, whereas USDC is backed by American banks. And so I'll let everybody decide where they want to go on that front. Oh, and for a little bit, just because we'll take a small break between answering crypto questions for something a bit fun, I would like to present or provide a link to a AI-generated video that I thought was particularly funny and also really kind of conveys the degree of severity or seriousness or well, just general interest we all should have in where AI technology is going. And so this is a fun one. As everyone can tell, I imagine from the clip, it's a particularly fun one. And I'm going to be sharing that inside of the YouTube. And I'm going to come over here and even get it into the Rumble chat. Because my apologies to everyone on Rumble side. You never get enough attention. I'm going to post it over there as well. But that's a particularly fun AI generated video. And so for anyone out there, it is a great warning to everyone to be very conscious of how good artificial intelligence has gotten, because you are not going to be able to tell that it is not Kamala Harris. I'll even try to take myself out of here. All the bottles, the everything. It's real funny. And so that link is now sitting inside of the chat for everyone to check out. I don't know if the content creator will let me play it or not. Well, I'm tempted to go ahead and play it and us all to listen together, but I'll go ahead and leave it and let everyone watch it out of the chat and enjoy themselves, because it's a great video. Awesome one to share. 9.8 million views. The first comment, my grandma wouldn't even believe me if I told her this is fake. And that's because it is fake. But, well, y'all will see. Y'all will see. All right, back to it now. Back to it. All right. Paul Bingley, I got scammed on Tangum. Is there any way of getting the coin back? Paul, is Tangum a US-based company? And also, maybe consider sending along an email. Ultimately, the answer typically is if your crypto has been stolen, your crypto is gone. And that's why I'm so serious about hardware wallets, is because if you lose your money from your whatever account, there is essentially no way to get it back. Not because there is no way to get it back, because there is a way. The problem is that our governments refuse to enforce the laws. And so ultimately, Paul, I can probably go in and I can tell you exactly who robbed you. And our law enforcement will do nothing. I have already done this over and over again now. I can find your money. I cannot get it back short of buying a plane ticket and buying a pew-pew and going up to their door and saying, give it the heck back. And the only reason behind that is our governments. That's it. I can prove a million different crimes that have occurred in cryptocurrency. But what I cannot do is get our law enforcement to enforce any degree of the law. And that's why the crypto world is so excited for Trump. That's why it's so exciting. Crypto has been plagued by these issues. But crypto doesn't have these issues. Theft in cryptocurrency should be a near zero. It should be nearly zero. And of course, some shiza is going to happen. But ultimately, it should be near zero. The reason it is not because of the technology. It is because of your government and law enforcement agencies. Full stop. Full stop. And so I'm very sorry to hear that, Paul. And I would love, though, to see the information on that one, because sometimes there's an answer, but most of the time I just go crazy. I just go crazy because I'm like, I can prove who did it, but I cannot get our law enforcement to do anything about it. Gary Seven, yeah. I suggest crypto to people, but there's still this nervous attitude around. I completely agree. That nervous attitude is going to go away the second our governments quit being afraid of losing power. Because crypto takes power away from the government. And so the government doesn't like it. Because governments protect themselves. They protect their influence. They protect their power. Crypto takes it away from them. And that is why it's so exciting to have the Trump presidency incoming, because he has pledged to provide us with an actual way to function. If we could get law enforcement to work with us, I guarantee to you, we would look at a world where the idea of scams and theft were no longer a real concern. They should not be. In a world of blockchain technology, we will not have major theft. Of course, we'll still have some dude that will run up and steal your cash off of you at the ATM. Talk to your local government about that. But in the grand scope of this, we will no longer have that worry. As I have told before, I have tracked down a dude who stole $2.5 million from 1,000 people. And when I informed the FBI and informed global enforcement agencies, they told me, and I told them the guy's name. I gave them his passport photo. And they told me it was not enough money to be concerned with. AKA, they told me to shut up. $2.5 million. Your law enforcement agency did not believe that recovering $2.5 million of predominantly American investments was worth the time. If it were not as crazy, if it were not true, I wouldn't believe it myself. But I have countless folks that can back me up on that one. $2.5 million was viewed as not enough money for them to concern themselves with. Tim Fu, Zester, lately I've seen scam type ads on YouTube talking about cloud mining Bitcoin. Is it a scam? Sounds hooky with persons mispronouncing words and phrases. Tim Fu, those are typically scams. And so, cloud mining is a legitimate thing. But it is an industry that is under the same problem that many others are, where there are a lot of scammers in it. There are safe cloud mining operations out there, Tim Fu, but ultimately they do not pay that well. I can speak to that point because, well, I've participated. And after I participated, I was like, I wish I had had my money the whole time. They didn't pay off for me. I do know there are some folks out there, though, Tim Fu, who do make a decent amount of money with cloud mining. My foray into that endeavor turned into, well, Zach losing money. Pirate 2 Godly. Zester, are there any cryptos emerging that are attempting to tokenize assets? I've tried looking on YouTube, but it seems like a bunch of noise. There are Pirate 2 Godly, and actually, let's do something fun that I bet it's going to really throw people off on it. Let's see if I can find it on the fly, since I was not preparing to show this, but I'm pretty certain I can find it on the fly. Pretty certain I can. There we go. All right. So I came on to Gecko Terminal. And so CoinGecko.com, it tends to be my favorite one, real world assets. And so I typed in RWA, real world assets. What this is going to do is it's going to give me a group of cryptocurrencies that are all specifically focused on tokenizing real world assets. And so they fit 100% into this category. And you'll see that, well, there are a lot of them, and they range from small market caps to large market caps. But there are certain cryptos that do not show up here. And so y'all are probably aware of Quant and XDC, but some of these other ones you may not know about. And so RWA would be real world assets. These are cryptocurrencies focused on tokenizing real world assets. And so Pirate 2 Golly, this would be a great first step to be able to find a lot of them. But you need to remember that notice who is not here. XRP and XLM are focused on tokenizing real world assets also. And so XRP, just by tokenizing the US dollar, that's a real world asset. And XRP also plans on tokenizing other things like gold and silver and stuff like that in the future. So keep in mind, certain companies are not going to pop up here because they do a variety of different things. But if you want to really hammer down RWA, come to categories, real world assets. And now, bam, you're looking at a page of only projects that plan on tokenizing real world assets. I wish I had thought of sharing that in the past. Wish I had thought. Because yes, you talk about ones that are just emerging. We can go all the way down to, I mean, these don't even have market caps. You know, these things are brand new. I can find projects focused on real world asset tokenization going down as low as Barter here at a $2,103 market cap. Essentially worthless. And so this lets you kind of look through some projects. Keep in mind, guys, that 99% of these projects will not succeed. They will fail. And so you have got to go in to doing things like this with a lot of, well, hesitancy. Crazy Chester, if I have staked coins in Coinbase, can those coins be moved to my ledger and still be staked? Crazy Chester, what you would need to do in that situation is you would need to unstake them on, you would unstake them from your Coinbase account, and then you would restake them through one of the opportunities like Ledger Earn. And so you are capable of staking your assets inside of Ledger Earn also, but you would need to remove them from Coinbase, send them to your ledger, and then you would then need to go through and stake them again. And so, Crazy Chester, you can earn a passive income off of staked assets inside of Ledger, but ultimately you're going to need to move it from Coinbase to Ledger and then stake it. All right, guys. Tim Fu, is there any Bitcoin still out there? There is, Tim Fu. As a matter of fact, and this is another great thing to talk about because it answers a lot of other questions at the same time. Right now, if we wanted to break it down to exact numbers, There are currently 19,797,971 Bitcoin in circulation. But there will be 21 million Bitcoin eventually. And so there are still 1.2 or so. I'll avoid going in and trying to hammer out all the math on that, but there's about 1.2 million Bitcoin that have yet to be mined. Those Bitcoin remain accessible to miners. The final Bitcoin will be mined somewhere around 2140 AD, aka over 116 years from now. Somewhere around 116 years from now, the final Bitcoin will be mined. All right. Sorry, going to try to catch up, guys. Anything I missed, my apologies. All right, I have caught up, and I think I didn't miss too many questions. Farmer Deb just watched the video. Pretty cool and funny. I thought it was hilarious. I thought that video was just too funny. And I really viewed it more as a matter of folks kind of noticing how good the technology is getting, how quickly it's achieving this quality. AI is going to advance faster than any technology you have ever seen. AI is going to move faster than, remember when you got your first, track phone or your first Nokia type deal. And think about how fast we went from that to this. How quickly did we go to an iPhone? And now imagine that on steroids. Imagine that on straight up hyper speed. AI technology is capable of doing the work that takes us humans 100 years. It can do that in a day. And so keep in mind that this AI video is just another advancement towards that. And yeah, I would agree, Savvy. I'm not a huge fan of all of rap. There's very few rap artists that I like, but this is a kind of a little bit of a masterclass in where things are going. I actually have a bunch of other videos that I want to share that have been being made by some of the guys that are at the cutting edge of AI. And so maybe I need to make some kind of special video about that one, where we just go entirely over some of the really cool things folks have built with it, but it's advancing at that fast of a rate. You are not going to be able to tell the difference between an AI video and a human video very, very soon. There are parts of this, and honestly, I was joking on some of it, where when I watched this video, I had never seen Kamala act more human. I had never seen Mark Zuckerberg act more human. Like, these are darn near impossible to figure out at certain points that they're not real. When it comes down to it, folks would believe a lot of the images in here. I mean, it's quality, and it's happening, and it's going to only start to happen faster. And so with that, and with what I believe to be just about every question answered for this evening, I'm going to go ahead and bid everyone adieu. I will see you again come 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on Whiskey and Wisdom. And absolutely looking forward to it. Love you guys. I will talk to you very, very soon. And please stay safe out there. Absolutely. Peace, guys.